Some of the highest wind reports, and man, it was definitely windy. Hettinger 63 miles per hour, Dickinson 62, Garrison 58. There's some of the highest reports that we've seen. We turn to some of the rain reports then. Bottineau 54 hundredths of an inch, Mohall 5.5 of an inch, so half an inch there. Peace Garden 42 hundredths to just a measly 2/100ths there in the capital city. I think some places in North Bismarck got more, but we do turn to the winds now. They're a lot lower. The sun is coming out. I see the sun. I see some shadows now in the capital city. And so it is coming out here. And there's the visible satellite imagery. What you can't see, well, there is some Canadian wildfire smoke. I'm hoping that the cloud deck is clearing some of that away. However, once we look at the air quality, well, I mean, it's still in that moderate category, so I don't think that's going to be changing. In fact, by this evening, because there's a cold front on the way, that's going to take eastern Montana and make a lot of that smoke then at the surface. So even this evening, this map should be looking different. And that cold front is over by the Alberta area, and so that's going to keep maneuvering closer towards us. But we focus in on even 1 a.m. tonight. That smoke is now going from aloft to the surface in eastern Montana. So that's where you're going to be able to smell it. That cold front doesn't stop at the border of Montana. It keeps going into North Dakota. So that's where we're going to keep a lot of that surface smoke coming our way into North Dakota all day long on Tuesday. I think the air quality map is going to worsen, in fact, and then perhaps the same thing as we go into our Wednesday. We need a wind direction change to see that improve. Now, ultimately, for our temperatures, there's a ridge building, so that's going to equate to the warmer air. But it's the cold front still that's bringing in some of that Canadian wildfire smoke. But for our main weather force, it's the ridge that's building, and that's going to help us build up some of our temperatures. But we go to 50 degrees tonight. There's the areas of the smoke, 70s and 80s for our Tuesday. I think we could start to say we're going to see the same thing on our Wednesday. But by the time Wednesday comes around, 50s in the AM hours, right where we want to be. But this is where we start to talk about some spotty showers. Most of us are going to stay dry, so don't cancel your plans for any chance of rain that I have in our 7-day forecast. So we're making out that low pressure system, moving that eastward. We're kind of teetering here in this zonal flow all the way through the work week and into the next weekend. So zonal flow means just west to east. We don't have any big weather patterns, but because the jet stream's over us, that's going to be the persistent rain chances that we do have. And so we talked about Wednesday already. We're going to keep that in our forecast. Thursday, same thing. Thursday, we'll have the biggest chance of rain as the low pressure system goes to our south. So in the southwest, we'll see that region. But Krista, this is where we're looking at the shower chances starting on Wednesday. And I actually think through next Monday and Tuesday, we're going to keep seeing those rain chances. And if you look at the temps, you know, they're below normal still. Maybe 180-degree day on Tuesday.
Yeah, ever since those hot days that we had in May, we really haven't seen anything too far above normal for us.
We usually call it the red and blue days, right? A lot of blue days here below normal.